Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's January 14th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. We saw continuation buying in corn and wheat today. Let's turn over to fire tip to see what happened in Chicago. As you can see here, corn was up 15.5, wheat was up 14.25 in Chicago, Kansas City was up 17.25. But I think the real story of the day was the soybean market. We saw a reversal of what we saw on Friday. Right. Ended up the day 45.75 cents to the positive side. You know, Logan, it really seemed like the funds came in and they were really pushing their weight around the market today.
Yeah, Brock, you know, funds bought on net about 15,000 soybean contracts today. So certainly a huge percentage of today's volume what can be attributed to managed money. Certainly I think that helped push things higher in today's action. If we take a look at kind of how the funds were positioning themselves coming into Friday's report, this is from Friday's Commitment of Traders report. It actually looks at last Tuesday's market composition, but it seems like in general soybeans had really been beaten down, and I think fund money exiting that market was a big factor there. If we look at the numbers a little bit closer here, if we have seen managed money net long getting reduced, but it isn't actually from more shorts getting added. From what we've been looking at in general, it's been from longs getting taken off the table. So here, if you take a look, this blue line is basically the managed money net long position in number of contracts, and it really details well here the exit from this market the managed money has had in recent weeks here. So you know, I think in general, Brock, we did see some of that money coming back into the market today. 15,000 contracts bought on net here by the funds. But certainly it seems like export sales are something that remains strong in the bean complex. We had the export inspections report out today. Did that kind of change anything? Is anything fundamentally new there?
No, it continues to be the same story that we've seen all marketing year long. If you take a look at this chart here we've been following, you can see that the red bars are what we see for weekly export sales. The green line is what we need to see to meet current USDA projections that were left unchanged in the most recent report. So we did meet expectations this week for soybeans again on, this is exports actually leaving the country, and we had actually exported about 39 million bushels. So we are currently about 199 million bushels ahead of pace to meet the current USDA projections. You know, a little bit different story in corn. Even with the revised estimates by the USDA, we currently are running about 40 million bushels behind pace to meet even the revised estimates, so we still lag a little bit behind there, and this week again we missed the needed amount to actually meet those expectations. So it continues to be the same story. Corn relatively weak, soybeans still pretty strong as we move throughout this marketing year.
You know, the USDA in Friday's report made a pretty darn big revision to projected U.S. export sales, 200 million bushels. Soybeans, though, were left unchanged here once again. I know you and I were talking prior to Friday's report. We were looking for a revision there just based on the pace of export sales to date. Are you still in that camp? Did this report change anything?
You know, I do believe that soybeans still, the anticipated exports do need to be revised higher. Whether we're going to see that in the next couple of reports, I'm not really one to say yes or no right now.
Right.
We do have South American crop coming online here shortly.
Yep.
That'll be something we'll have to monitor, but I do still think we do need to see a revision higher for soybean exports. You know, corn, we continue to run a little bit behind still, even with the revised estimates, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another revision lower if we continue to see these abysmal sales as we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, right, Rock. If we look at just the numbers from the USDA in Friday's report, export sales projected out of South America were raised 1 million metric tons for Brazil. They were reduced 1 million metric tons for Argentina. So on net, they were unchanged. I think, you know, we're just going to have to continue to watch export inspections that we get on Monday, and then Thursday every week we'll be getting the weekly export sales report, and we'll keep you posted on both those reports here on GrainTV Daily. But I think that kind of wraps up our show here for Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, excuse me. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.